On this episode of the Burb Files, Sexy on the Inside gets some new street meat, and we go over how to adjust rear brakes on a Suburban with drum. More to come. Stay tuned. Oh, and we also might be reviewing beer today. I think we might add a new segment. Alright, we're just going to go over a few things before we get started. I've got that local beer we're going to review. This is the first one. I've got it one of these vacuum-sealed cups or whatever. It's pretty good. We're going to go over that later. Impact guns putting on wheels. I really don't like it. If you're in a pinch, yeah, use an impact gun. The reason why I don't like it is for two reasons. The two big reasons, other than why you wouldn't use one, is a lot of these lug nuts are two-piece. They'll have this stainless steel outer that goes on here, and after a while, they'll come off. And now this makes this nut 3/4 inch, but without it, it's not 3/4, and it's not a metric size, so you could strip that really easily. So that's why I don't use an impact to put it on. Another reason is that over time, and I'm going to show you when I take this wheel off what can happen, you're going to actually start to gall up the aluminum. Steel wheels, it doesn't happen as much. What you'll end up doing if you keep using it is pushing the cone flat, or if it's a hole size, like an old Krager with a long shank nail, you'll actually start biting into the rim. So that's why I don't use that. I usually put them on by hand, and then I use the torque wrench, and we're going to go over that later in the episode. You can see I got the new manual worn hubs. I didn't make a video for that. There's a bajillion of them out there. I thought it would have been, you know, Coles to Newcastle. So we're not going to go over that. I am going to use the impact gun to get the lug nuts off. We're going to be using the Aircat 1150. I've had this for a really long time. After this job, I think it'll make the list. That is tools that don't owe me anything. So if it died tomorrow, I'd be fine with it. I'd go out and get another one. There are a lot of tools that I just bought that need to be around for a long time before they don't owe me anything. But this one doesn't owe me anything. It's got, I think, 1,300 foot-pounds of removal torque. It's pretty awesome. Aircat, bang for the buck. I love it. And then we're also going to be using probably, I don't even know, these are probably made out of Chinesium, chrome, vanadium. I don't even know if did I get these at the freight. I don't know. They're unlabeled, so they're probably Chinesium. But we're going to take this rim off, and we're going to get our new rim ready for installation. But there are a few things I want to go over. I should have measured twice and cut once. The rim fits. The back spacing is okay, but it hits the drag link. I can show you that real quick. Some people call it a center link, but right here, when the new 17-inch rim is put on, when the tire is turned to the right, that drag link hits the rim. I did end up buying 1/4 inch spacers. I hope that's going to be enough. I'm not sure. Alright, so you can see how using an impact wrench on these aluminum rims has really done a job on this aluminum wheel. See how the holes are wallered out? Look at that one. It looks like the hole was actually hit with the stud and made oblong. So if you have aluminum wheels, which are softer metal than the lug nut, which is a higher grade stainless steel, or the stud, which is a black oxide stud, black oxide steel, I wouldn't recommend it. Always use the torque wrench. That way you're going to put that 60-degree seat. In our case, the rims are 60-degree conical seat. That's what we're going to be using for lug nuts. They'll sit nice and flush right with the rims it's supposed to be, and it's not going to waller it out. All right, we got the wheel off. This is a spacer that we're going to use. I really hope 1/4 inch is enough. If not, we're going to have to get the ones that, you know, like an inch spacer that actually bolt down to these and then stick off with a new bolt on its own. I think those start at around an inch. Really hope this is going to work. We'll see. More to come.
Hey there, genius. I got an idea. Why don't you clearance it?
Well, you saw me have to clearance that drag link there. I didn't take much off of it, and rather than keep taking off so the wheel weight would clear no matter which way I turned the wheel, I moved the wheel weight in about a ½ inch. I don't think it's going to affect it too much because the wheel weight that's on there is very small. There's only one, and I think it's like a ½ ounce or anything like that. But you could see I have 5 chrome and 1 black one. Don't order parts when drunk, kids. Take it from me. I didn't order a kit with 24 lug nuts. I ordered a kit with 20. Thankfully, I have another car that takes a 7/16 20 right-handed thread. So either I'm just going to say screw it and leave the fucking black one on there or not. I probably will because it works and I don't have to spend any more money. I recently purchased this Icon. This is from Harbor Freight's Icon line of tools. I did watch a video on a review on this, and it's as good, if not the same quality as a Snap-on of the same torque specs and all that other stuff. So I've got everything on there hand tight. I made sure that the wheel was centered inside of the cone. I've got my torque wrench set to about 100 foot-pounds. I think that's a good middle of the road torque for an aluminum rim. So I'm just going to go in the star pattern like you've all seen a million times before. And I'm not going to do it for every tire. I just wanted to show you the one. And then I've got the weight. Most of the weight is still on the jack, but the tire is down, so I could obviously torque these to 100. So. I clearanced that joint on the drag link. I just put new rotors on, which have pressed in studs. Unfortunately, they only are like 1 1/8 inches, and so when I put this 1/4 inch spacer on there to try to move the tire out to give me more clearance for that joint, I wasn't able to catch even one thread. Well, why is that? Well, this is an aftermarket aluminum rim, and it's thicker at the mounting plate, and that's a good thing. So I clearanced the joint rather than taking the hub out, the inner and outer bearing, and all that lock nut, lock washer, bearing locker, the inner bearing, pulling all this off, taking the brakes off again, and then pushing out the studs and then putting in longer studs. Yeah. I don't. If this turns out to where I can't turn the wheel far enough or it's rubbing or something like that, then I might come up to that option later in the game of things, but I'm not doing that as of right now. So. Oh, by the way, I'm smoking a Flor de Olivia. It was $2. It's a Nicaraguan brand. For $2, you can't go wrong. Anyway, that's not good. So. It looks like there's substance on here, like oil or grease. Now, one thing I'm going to look at here, let me make sure you can see that on camera. I'm verifying to see the wheel cylinder to see if it's leaking. And I don't see any oil there, or hydraulic fluid or brake fluid, and I don't see any brake fluid there. So, either somebody put grease in here. Oh, wait a minute. There is a little bit of brake fluid on there. I wonder if that's coming from the inside or the outside. Oh, I see. I see exactly where that's coming from. So this is a good thing to find out. So we'll be doing this in a future episode of the Burb Files, but this right here inside of the brake rotor is gear oil. What does gear oil tell us? We have a wheel bearing seal or axle seal that's bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all this up and I'm going to put it back together, and I'm going to adjust these, but I know I'm going to have to do axle seals at some point in time. So we'll add that to the list. We're not going to do it today because A, I don't have them, and it's already kind of looking like it's going to rain here, and I've already spent way too much time on a fucking tire replacement. Anyway, so more to come. Alright, we got that all cleaned up. Now, I know for a fact that it's still going to keep leaking. However, I am going to adjust this. So, how do you adjust rear drum brakes? I'm sure there's a million videos out of there, but this is a brake spoon, and inside of here, there's a starred adjuster. Now, we can kind of move this back and forth. So I'm just gonna try to increase or decrease friction by going counterclockwise or clockwise. I think it's too tight. Still a little too tight. That's a good amount of preload right there. What that's going to do is that's going to make my e-brake cable start to engage sooner, which is a good thing, and it's also going to increase pedal pressure and move the pedal up closer to me. So now, before I was pushing the pedal and it would engage. Hold on, let me make sure you can see it. I was pushing the pedal and it would come down here, engage, and then I could feel it. Now I should be able to push it here and engage up here somewhere. So we're gonna put the wheel on this side, check the other side, make sure that one's okay, and then button everything up and be good to go. All right, so the beer we're going to be reviewing today is called High Life. It's an India Pale Ale, or an IPA. It's made by the Cigar City Brewing Company, and they are in Tampa, Florida. This has an IBU, or bitterness unit, of 65, and it's got 7.5% alcohol. This is a really good beer. Served cold as you could possibly do it. I take it out of the can and I put it into a glass. It tastes really good. It's got a decent color to it, and you can smash these all day without feeling bloated or have any kind of icky feeling to it. I really do like this. They say you can taste some orange peel, some clementine, maybe a little caramel. The wife had a sip of it and she tasted grapefruit. But either way, it's really smooth. It goes down good. I don't think you'll need that many of them to catch a buzz. And like I say, they just go down good. And that's it. We got a couple things we got to fix. We know we got a broken axle seal, and we may or may not have to clearance the front drag links a little bit. Elephant, what do you think? She's oblivious. That's all for this episode of the Burb Files. Stay tuned. We got a couple of things coming up from our Midwest chapter. And stay tuned, because we're going to review some more beers, liquors, wines, all that good stuff too. So keep it going. That's all for now.